If it's happening in New York, New Jersey, or Long Island, hear about it with Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.
Live from the smartwaytobuy.com studios. The following segment sponsored by The Token Team.
Johnny Tabacco with us, CEO of the Token Team. It is 9:40 on AM 970, The Answer, with Joe Piscopo on the radio. I see your phone calls. If you'd hold for a moment, we love that you call 877-970-2999. But John's, he's doing this brew. What is this called? This is Elevate Smart Coffee.
Joe,
I missed it last
morning.
week.
Yeah,
Good
you
morning.
missed it last week, but fret not, my friend.
Yeah.
Because I have a fresh new Elevate Smart Coffee
Look
here.
at this. This is great.
And
I love this.
for those of you watching at home and listening worldwide to the infamous and famous Joe Piscopo show, Elevate Smart Coffee. I'm an independent distributor. And this gives you your daily dose of dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. You drink that cup of coffee, Joe, as smart as you are, by the end of today, you're going to even feel smarter. These are just my own personal feelings. I'm not making any medical claims. This is a nutritional supplement.
How do you find this stuff, man?
You know, Joe, the reach of the Piscopo in the Morning show is so huge that when I'm on, people reach out to me from across the world and beg, please bring our product to Joe and Al and Frankie Five Boroughs. And another distributor reached out to me and said, JT, you know, you're not that smart. And you should have some Elevate Smart Coffee.
I was at dinner last night. Somebody said, I love Johnny Tabacco. So where you were brought up in Staten Island? Where were you brought up in?
Well, I was born and raised on the Lower East Side of Manhattan.
Wow.
And then our family did the middle-class maneuver over to Staten Island.
Yeah.
I'm a lifelong Staten Island.
I heard good things, Johnny. Look, this is great. I'm looking at John Tabacco. If you're listening and not watching, there's a monkey with the symbol, you know, that little monkey.
Well, this is when I get happy, when I drink my smart coffee.
It's great.
To get rid of some
the monkey is clapping over its head with the symbols. Remember that little? Where did you get that? Are you selling this now too?
No.
You distribute this
too? It's
too?
just a wacky monkey, Joe. I saw it in the store, and I just said I gotta have it. And when I get nervous energy when I'm with you, I play with my monkey.
Hey, so what's going on, man? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? You always have. You're very opinionated, which I love.
I'll tell you this. What I want to talk about is this filthy, miserable mayor of New York City.
Here we go.
Okay.
All right. Here we go.
Warren Wilhelm, a.k.a. Bill de Blasio. He even goes by a fake name to run for mayor of New York. But he's talking about disenfranchising people in minority communities and capping the number of Uber cars and Lyft cars that could be in New York City. Frankie, I mean, is this...
Yeah, it's frozen for a year. I was there last week when the city council voted on this overwhelmingly. It was only, I think, 6 or 7 of them that voted not to cap it.
So they're not, and walk me through that, John. So they're not allowed to have. He's cutting the amount of cars that can.
No, it's frozen for a year.
Yeah, so
they're not cutting, but they're not going to allow any more. So
that you can't apply for it to become a driver for Uber or Lyft as well.
Unless you're wheelchair accessible, then they will allow you to apply.
So
if you have like one of those little minivan, whatever that is wheelchair accessible, they'll let you apply.
But you know what? On the mayor's behalf, I have to tell you, the traffic is so bad. I know it's construction, and you need the construction, but there's like more and more cars that need.
Joe, it's not the Uber cars that are causing traffic. Okay, if you ask me, I've been trekking around New York City practically my whole life. Okay, for 25 years, and when I get in the back of one of these yellow cabs that stinks, that's filthy, that runs like crap, that has no air conditioning, today. I walk out of my office, I hit the Uber button, in 2 minutes there's a nice clean car there with the air conditioning on, and that's the way people we should have choices. We should not have Warren Wilhelm running this city and taking Ubers out because, and there's only one reason why.
What's that?
Okay, because he's indebted to the unions, and he's indebted to the taxi and limousine commission, and he's an enemy of free markets and capitalism. This is he's actually stifling opportunity for people in outer boroughs to get to where they need to go.
You
And
know, the one thing I don't understand is the cameras, the speed cameras that they have now. You know, there was a big to do. They put the speed camera up. All that is a revenue grab, is what that is.
Of course it is.
You know,
of course
and
it
they just did. I saw, Frankie, you put a story in earlier where they just said, "Oh, people do speed if the cameras aren't there." I can't stand that. They have it on the West Side Highway. Did you see that? You go by and it's yellow. You go by, bang, the flash goes off. You got a ticket.
These aren't, though, the red light cameras. These are speed cameras in front of schools. The theory being you don't want people speeding in front of.
So tell me how they work, Frankie.
Well, so if you're going above the speed limit, it sends you a ticket. If you're going in front of a school,
sends you a ticket.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't you have a chance to dispute that? You should have a chance to dispute it a little bit.
I'm not in favor of any of these cameras, but if there's any place where it's supposed to, where it should be, it's in front of a school. I'm curious how Mayor John Tabacco would handle that situation.
Well, as noted last week on the show, I completely denied all rumors of running for mayor, Frank. So let's be clear about that. But I'll tell you this. I would put speed cameras around the schools all the time because this is our most treasured asset. Okay, in every community, we want to care about the kids. You know, they have these drug-free school zones. They should have speed cameras. This is the one place where I'm for them. But overall, I would say this is a money grab. Like, where's Big Brother? You got to take pictures of my car when I'm driving by now. Give me a break already. They're in my phone.
Well, Mayor Bill de
They're in
Blasio
my TV.
say more than 132,000. This is the mayor speaking. 132,000 drivers have been observed speeding near schools. Who counted that, by the way?
Well, they're still recording.
Since safety speed cameras went dark last month, the mayor gave a status report on the speeding on Monday. Speed data was being collected. I don't know. I think it's just like a complete money grab. It has nothing to do with it.
Joe, but going back to the Uber thing, the New York City Council is overwhelmingly Democratic. I think there's 3 Republicans?
3.5.
3.5 Republicans, okay, in the City Council. The Democrats, the progressive liberals in our City Council are supposed to be the heroes of the minorities, of the underprivileged, of the low-income areas. That's where all of our Democratic leaders here in the city get elected from, okay? Where is the outrage that if you cut down or limit the number of Uber cars, where do you think all the Uber guys are going to go? They're not going to go out to Harlem. They're not going to go out to the Bronx. They're going to all hoard around and hover around New York City where the money is. And it's disenfranchising opportunities for people in low-income areas.
Can I ask the silly question here? Why can't we limit Uber? Why don't we I'm not saying prevent them, but keep the yellow cabs in Manhattan. Since the yellow cabs, Frank talks about it all the time. People that live in the city talk about it all the time. They're trying to get home to the outer boroughs. Yellow cabs will not take them to the outer boroughs, right? And they're supposed to by law. So why not? Okay, yellow cabs, you guys got Manhattan. Uber gets the other 4 boroughs, and everybody's happy. People are very happy with Uber in the outer boroughs because they will go back and forth from Manhattan to Staten Island or Manhattan to the Bronx.
Well, I'm being hypocritical too, but to your point, John, I like having the Uber in the Midtown.
It's got to be.
But also, and the cabs, I have to tell you, and I feel for the cab drivers that come from other countries. They're trying to learn the language. They're trying to become American. They're trying to work very hard. That's a very, very tough job. But they did it to themselves. But they drive right by you.
Yeah.
The whole
I
attitude.
get in a cab and say I'm going to Staten Island.
You notice they're nicer
since these guys start yelling and screaming, "Get out to my cab!" This, that. I'd rather call an Uber. Yeah. And by the way, Al, while I'm not running for mayor, should I change my mind? You're my deputy mayor because that was a wonderful platform.
So I got to move back to Staten Island?
Well, you don't have to, but we'll fake it. We'll fake it. You can use your mom's address for now, and we'll see how it goes.
All right, I like that.
I like breaking election laws.
Why can't you make everybody happy by doing that? And you're right. You say to a cab driver, "Hey, I want to go to Staten Island. I'm trying to get home. It's 2:00 in the morning," and they don't want to go.
They freak out.
But meanwhile, there's a thing on the cab. If you want to go to JFK, it's a flat rate of $45. So you'll drive to JFK, but you won't drive to Staten Island. To me, that's wrong.
Yeah, your point is well taken.
It's like an $85 ride to Staten Island.
So
you're making
think
money.
Everybody would want to run there.
This is a very, very good coffee. What do you have? A vanilla kind of flavor in there? Is that what that is?
Well, I guess everyone's taste buds react a little differently to it, but it's an all natural.
God, I feel so much smarter.
And Joe likes the yellow cabs. You know why Joe likes the yellow cabs? Because they don't have air conditioning. He doesn't like it. He's happy.
Maybe we should send the case over.
Did I tell you when I flew to Vegas that the air conditioning was off all those Southwest planes? It was off.
Oh, you must have been happy. Everybody else was. Shangad, and you were, hey,
it was 110 degrees outside Vegas. The air conditioning goes off inside the plane, and they just apologize. You know why? I'm telling you what, because they don't want to pay the maintenance fee.
Joey, I'm thinking about this. Maybe we send a case of this Elevate Smart Coffee over to de Blasio.
Sure.
And smarten him up on some of these friggin' policies that he's going with here.
We could do it.
And I just want to say, Elevacity Brands, okay, which makes smart coffee and smart chocolate and all this other stuff. Their director of media relations, Bobby's fantastic. And she wanted me to relay to everyone that these are my own personal observations.
Yeah, I got
on how it's treating me. I'm down a few pounds. I don't want to let the weight out of the
From
bag
the Elevate
yet.
coffee.
I'm doing a month.
Is it
I'm
chocolate in
super
this?
smart.
Does it taste like chocolate in it?
You know what, Joe? You let your mind rage freely, and whatever you taste, if it's good, it's good. If you feel smarter,
it's a culinary Rorschach.
Yeah, it's a culinary Rorschach test.
Like everybody says. John Tabacco, CEO. I'm going to grab the phone calls if I can.
Yeah,
Johnny Tabacco, thank you, brother. We always appreciate you being here.
Everybody knows this guy. Now, everybody knows he can do a radio show. Joe Piscopo. Mornings, 6 to 10 on AM 970. The Answer.